torn because...
Hey, yeah. Madani, Zohran Madani, just admitted on live TV on his campaign to his people and everything, and they caught on camera that he lied to the voters. And Trump has finally snapped after this. Which, to be honest, Trump has the right to snap because he's been telling y'all people in New York for months now. Since back when he got president, don't vote for this lying dictator Zendati or scumbag my daddy. But your idiots in New York City voted for him. Why? Oh, cause he's new. Just like y'all voted for Obama. And look what he got y'all. Just like y'all voted for Biden. Look what he got y'all. Bill Clinton. I can go down the list of all the Democrats that people voted for and everything. Democrat presidents and the governors and the mayors and senators. But I'm not going to. Because I'm going to allow this video right here to sum it up. And because it makes no sense. Y'all got a dude who's friends with a known terrorist who was planning the 9/11 attack. Let that sink in. Zohran Madani is friends, co-workers, cahoots with a guy who planned 9/11. Now watch the video and hope and pray y'all get some common sense because it's too damn late for New York now. Me, y'all, Trump, no federal funding, no nothing for New York. Basically, chop it off. Same thing for New York, Chicago, Minneapolis. Why do you people have these so-called Democrats as National Socialists or, my word, Nazis should not get no help.
The new mayor do well because I love New York. I really love New York. When I left New York for Washington, New York was doing really well, but there were some bad signs. The bad sign was a guy named de Blasio. So the signs of de Blasio, that was the beginning, and it was bad. This one, we're going to, look, for 1,000 years, communism has not worked. It just, communism or the concept of communism has not worked. I tend to doubt it's going to work this time.
Did you see his victory speech?
Oh, it's literally never worked. Yeah, I thought it was a very angry speech. Certainly angry toward me, and I think he should be very nice to me. You know, I'm the one that sort of has to approve a lot of things coming to him, so he's off to a bad start.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Seems like a lot of these Madani voters in New York City found out that they've been lied to. We've been trying to warn everybody in New York who was voting for this man that all he was doing was telling a lie. Now you got a lot of people, especially Democrats, is now regretting putting this man, you know, voting him in as mayor because they was all happy. Chuck Schumer, AOC, they all just running laps. All of them happy. And come to find out this man been lying. He was promising what, free buses, free about freezing your rent, you won't have to pay rent, government run grocery stores, promising all this. And then this man comes out with a video saying that he wants the same people he was going to give free stuff to donate to him and his partners that's with him. So now he's asking New Yorkers for money when he said he was going to promise people free stuff if you voted for him. And we've been trying to warn everybody that this man is lying. Nothing free in this world. You think you just going to be living somewhere for free and not have to pay rent, a utility and all of that? You think you're going to be getting free bus rides? Like, that's not going to happen. But he was saying that, you know, just to get your vote. And now he comes out with a video. And I told you he was going to do this. After he get elected, all of that was going to change. Go back and look at my recent videos that I was saying. And President Trump snapped as well. We're going to get to where President Trump snapped about, but right now, Madani voters just find out that they've been lied to. And that's just what it is. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that because it definitely helps get the video out there and it helps get President Trump's message out there. So please let me know down below in the comment section that you stayed to the end of this video because like I said, it definitely helps get the message out there and I appreciate all of the support. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. So let's start it off with this before we get to Zohran Scam Dunny. So by President Trump dropped this, said the Democrats would terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. Check out what President Trump had to say.
Remember, Republicans, regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court of the United States, pick up 2 states, that's a lot of states, and add at least 8 electoral votes. Their 2 objectors are gone, remember? Sinema and Manchin, they're gone. Don't be weak, don't be stupid, Republicans. Fight, 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 win, win, win. We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that these deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. They tried to destroy your country. Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster. Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our country. Terminate the filibuster, and let's live the great life that this country is capable of living.
And there you go. That's what President Trump had to say. And then not only that, we had got another message, and especially, you know, now Chuck Schumer pretty much trying to duck the question on if he'll, you know, seek re-election. And we already just find out, you know, pretty much, you know, what Nancy Pelosi is going to do. So we just found out that she is going to retire. Nancy Pelosi is done. So now everybody's talking about it. Tim Burchett said on Nancy Pelosi retirement, but where am I going to get stock tips? Tim Burchett is truly a national treasure. So like, you know, like salute to him, man. Salute to him. So, and then you see right here, you know, President Trump said Democrats will end the filibuster within the first hour. The next they have control of the Senate, and they just said that plenty of time. The Democrats already came out and said, you know, if they ever get back in power, that's exactly what they're going to do. And that's the reason why President Trump is telling them to do this. So hopefully the Republican senator listen to what President Trump's saying, because he already telling me if you don't do it, the Democrats is going to do it anyway. So you'll be best to just go ahead and do it now. And then if you check out what Senator Rick Scott said, he said, Rick Scott demands Congress immediately pass his bill to halt all paychecks to members of Congress while the government remains shut down. And I told y'all this before. If it would have had anything to do with AOC getting a check, Hakeem Jeffrey, that dollar store Barack Obama, Jasmine Crockett, like if this right here, this shutdown had anything to do with them not getting paid, they would have never shut it down. And that's the reason why Rick Scott is now demanding that Congress immediately pass his bill so all paychecks of members of Congress, while the government shut down, they won't get anything. He said it makes zero sense that members of Congress are still getting paid while Democrats continue their shutdown and deprive our troops and federal law enforcement of their paychecks. And I agree 100% that he definitely should do that. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section. Now here you go right here with this liar, Zoran Scamdunny. And I've told y'all this. We made video after video after video trying to let New Yorkers know that this man is a liar. I showed y'all videos of people in the camera talking about, oh, I voted for Zoran Scamdunny because he's going to get us free stuff. He's going to freeze my rent. We're going to get free groceries. We're going to get ain't nothing free. And now this man make a video pretty much shocking his supporters by many things cannot be free. And now not the point that it can't be free. Now he asking you for money. New Yorkers, he want your money. Everybody that voted for him, he want your money. And he tells you this. Look at this. By Eric Daughters and update. Zoran Mamdani shocks his supporters by the minute things cannot be free. Remember how I told you to stop? This is what he said in the video, but we're going to play the video. He said, remember how I told you to stop sending me money? You can start again. I hope you will make a donation. From this coming from the man that said, I'm going to give you things for free, but now he wants your money. Imagine that. He's one big scam begging the working class to fund his transition. And let's listen to him admit this.
Good morning, New York City. Thank you. Last night we made history. Today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors, who oversee entire areas of government, and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran in the city halls of Coffee, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day, and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and infrastructure.
This man said, you remember when I told y'all to stop sending me money, and we found out the reason why he told New Yorkers to stop sending him money, because he was getting paid, getting his campaign funded by Alex Soros and George Soros. They funded him $40 million for his campaign. That's why he didn't need money from New Yorkers. Now, since he's been elected, now he gonna tell his own supporters who he promised free stuff to, you remember when I told you to stop sending me money? Yeah, you can start back. With a grin as if it's funny. Like, this is insane. Look at this.
Calls a company defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day, and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
I hope you make a donation to Transition 2025. Not only you paying him, but you paying his transition team. I mean, absolutely. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy that this man promised free buses, free this, free that, and now he want money. This is crazy. So if you look right here, it says Stephen A. Smith drops a major truth nuke on Zoran Mamdani. Check out what he said.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not happy about it. I like Mamdani. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's promised to be on this show. But I'm very, very concerned about some of the things that he said. I'm very concerned about what he once said about defunding the police. I'm calling 911. I'm being real with you. I'm calling 911. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to see less police officers. I want to see more police officers. I heard him talk about mental health experts in the subway system. I don't care about that. I want cops in the subways in New York City, where I was born and raised. Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. That's what I want. Mental health experts in subways. Nah, I'm not trying to hear that, okay? 2% tax on the rich. Okay, fine. 11.5% capital gains tax.
Are they regretting they
On
vote
its
now?
face, okay, fine.
Oh, they supporting them though.
Free buses.
Free buses.
Free grocery stores in each borough.
Oh,
Really?
oh.
Really think that's gonna work?
They regretting they vote. I know that much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crossroads in this nation. And there's no way to slice it. And the level of vitriol that you see amongst the American citizen is because, God forbid that you have a difference of opinion. It's not enough to agree. People have to be disagreeable. And you have to be selfish if you're a person that's rich, that's making money, and you don't want to pay your fair share of taxes. Well, when you think about the billionaires in the city of New York, they make up about 48% in terms of the amount of taxes that they dole out compared to the average American, compared to the rest of New Yorkers. And if you're talking about raising their taxes while doing these other things, you're making New York unattractive, not just for residents, but for businesses. And if you make it unattractive for businesses and you compromise the ability to be the capitalists that these people are, then they take their businesses elsewhere. So the money that they paid on their homes, on rent, they move out of the city or the state. Businesses follow. And then ultimately the tax burden falls on to New Yorkers out there. Which means that rent freezes, which is also something that Mamdani pushed, is that really going to be plausible? Or you
Look at us, like freezing rent, free buses, all of this stuff. And now Democrats are starting to already, lose it over this. They regretting they vote for him. This is what y'all voted for. This man ran on free stuff and lied to everybody and tricked everybody. He tricked everybody in New York. Everybody who voted for the man, he tricked y'all. I just showed y'all the video of this man now asking you who voted for him for money when he the one promised you free stuff. So now he won't, and like I said, he don't want just money for him. He wants you to pay him and his transition team.
You're really going to be able to freeze rent?
Oh.
Or you're going to end up hiking it? Because you don't have enough people here to pay it. Tax revenue, where you getting that from? See, these are all the kind of things that we have to connect the dots and ask ourselves. 1 + 1, does it equal 2? Is it really plausible that these things are going to happen?
Oh,
According to Mayor Hochul, 90% of the stuff Mamdani said he can't do on his own. He got to come through her in the state legislature in order to get it done. Is he going to be able to do that?
nope.
What level of support is he going to have outside of young whippersnappers out there who love him and are so in love with his personality and everything else that they didn't really dot the I's and cross the T's and look at actual policies and the kind of effect that's going to have on New Yorkers? That's what I'm worried about. I hope I'm wrong. Because talking to him, I like him. I'm looking forward to sitting down and interviewing with him. I just want to know where the money coming from. See, I count. Okay? I count. And I can't tell you how many.
It don't surprise me that Stephen A. Smith liked this guy. He likes a liar. A man who's up here and lied to get elected about, I'm going to give y'all free stuff, free buses. And we got tons of interviews of people so happy they didn't even really have a reason why they were voting for him. Like policy, like they were just like, oh, I'm just voting for him because I'm going to get free stuff. He going to freeze my rent. That's the only reason I'm voting for him. It's just absolutely insane.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I am voting Mamdani
And why?
because he's the most obvious choice.
What makes him an obvious choice for you?
Dumbass.
It's just like, I'm trying to think. This reminds me of a certain comedy sketch where the comedian was like, we could either vote in one guy and he's gonna give everybody free houses, free rent, and he's gonna give everybody a Lamborghini, or we could vote in somebody who's gonna burn down the city. That's why I'm voting Mamdani, because I'm voting for the guy who gives me the Lamborghini.
Yes.
But don't go
That
burn
was
the
like,
city
just
down
gonna
after
give
you
guys
get
everything.
Lamborghini, dumbass.
Not everything. I'm saying it's the most obvious choice.
What do you think is going to happen with government-run grocery stores and free buses? Do you think that sounds like a good idea?
That does sound like a good idea.
And freezing the rent?
That does sound like a good idea.
What if they have to freeze the rent to the point where eventually...
Y'all want free stuff. There's not shit in this world free. You gotta pay for water. You gotta pay for a place to sleep. Pay to get your food. Pay for your transportation. Pay for your clothes. Hell, you gotta pay for pussy. Nothing's free in this world. And this bitch right here said, oh, I'm gonna vote for Madonna. No, bitch. You vote for a dumbass. That shows how... And now listen, she's in college. This girl just came out of college. Yo. She might be smoking that damn ganji too much. Get back to the video. Dumbasses in New York for voting for that guy.
Then the landlord's not able to come in and fix the washer and make profit on his own lease.
That's their problem.
Young teenagers, it could be daughters, it could be nieces and nephews, it could be friends and family members or relatives of folks along that age gap. And you're asking the same question. And you know what you come up with? The people who love Mamdani the most are not people who pay bills every day. I'm not saying that applies to everybody. I'm not applying that. But they certainly not people that pay bills every day all the time. You don't see business owners clamoring to support them. I'm just saying these things are important to bring up.
Boy. Like I said, they sound like they regretting that vote. I knew it was going to happen. Look at this. New Yorkers on Zoran scam done it. Say Diddy God didn't even know that he won. But check this out.
Did he win, by the way?
He won.
They chose the knucklehead, so we're gonna pay for it.
What happens if he opens up the government-run grocery stores?
I'm not with it.
Oh, you don't like the government-run grocery stores? $30 minimum wage. Can you explain how that might affect businesses?
What the hell? It's over.
How are they going to make payroll? It's just about all the policy that he tried to do, increasing the workers and the taxes. It's not good.
The minimum wage doesn't help the worker. It just helps the system. Pay more money, more taxes, prices go up.
Overnight, half of them will go out of business.
So I'm in a blue state. I'm sorry, but I've been red my whole life. Democrats always ruin, steal, rob, and lie.
Any thoughts on having him for 4 years?
What I can do is just swallow and try to face it, but it's not easy. We're on the way to becoming a communist state.
The city's in trouble. They're in trouble.
Good luck.
So everybody saying, hey, the city is in trouble. Good luck. So now you see, man, even a lot of people in New York didn't even know nothing about the election, but now you see that this man just straight lied. Look who he took a picture with. Look at this. Alex Soros says, so proud to be a New Yorker. The American dream continues. Congrats. Mayor Zoran Scamdon. Look at him. Took a picture. The same, family that funded him $40 million to help his campaign. Absolutely insane, man. This is just shocking. Now, even CNN, Van Jones, pretty much is not a fan of Zoran Scamdon. He didn't like his speech at all, and this kind of shocked me that coming from CNN. I thought they'll love it. Check it out.
But I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy who's close to working people was not on stage tonight. There was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young, and he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight, and I think that will probably cost him going forward.
Wow. And you see what Stephen A. Smith, you see what Van Jones said, you see what like some of the people saying that now they regretting voting for this guy. And like I said, I had showed this video the other day of Byron Donalds pretty much was warning New Yorkers. Don't vote for this man. He's a communist. You're not getting no free buses. It ain't nothing going to be free. And like I said, Byron Donalds set it up the right way.
When you put in communist policies, that's what Zoran Mamdani is talking about.
He's not a communist.
It never works.
Socialist. He says he's Democratic.
I can't tell what the difference is.
Well, he can describe
Explain what the difference is.
He can describe the differences for you. The socialism is not the same basis of communism in this country. You know that quite well.
The man wants to create government-run grocery stores. He wants free transportation, both of which are impossible to do. Because how is
a trigger word to try to undermine all of his policies. He's not he says he doesn't.
I don't need to undermine his policies. His policies undermine himself.
Well,
because they've never worked. Here's all I want him to do. Tell me where they've ever worked. They've never worked. He knows that, I knows that. But what he's trying to do is promise everybody something that they can't have.
Yep.
And the truth is there is no free lunch, just like there's no free bus. Because you know what happens when you have a free bus? There's nobody there to fix it or to drive it. He knows that, I know that, you know that. America does know it. And it's unfortunate that the city of New York, my former home city, is probably going to have to go through this.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're going to have to go through. And this is what Byron Donalds had warned. Seemed like a lot of New Yorkers did not want to listen. I guess, they thought they pretty much believed this guy. And I kept saying over and over in videos that this guy's a liar. He's lying to New Yorkers. Now, not really a big old fan of Ben Shapiro. I check him out from time to time, but check out what he had to say.
If you watched his victory speech last night, he used one line in particular that sort of left out and left off the screen when he said that there is literally no problem. This was his line. There is no problem too big for government to solve and no matter too small for government to care about. I mean, that's what totalitarians would say, is that they're literally, and then the two people he quoted verbatim, aside from Mario Cuomo, which was I thought a delightful little slap at Andrew. I thought it was a little nasty. But he quotes Eugene V. Debs, who's a socialist, and then he quotes Nehru, another socialist, and then he says, "I am a socialist from the state." So saying that President Trump is somehow going overboard when he has campaigned as this, when the Democratic Socialists of America, which is a base from which he springs and to whom he answers in many ways, is openly socialist. He's not talking about. He said on this network he hates capitalism. He said that on this.
And you heard what Ben Shapiro said. So now, and you see like when Van Jones said like his whole demeanor changed. He got on here was screaming, talking about I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go against Donald Trump. I'm not gonna be scared to stand up to him. It's like his whole demeanor changed. And then he dropped a video, pretty much talking about what he gonna do. And it's just insane. So like I said, and I do want y'all to check out what Patrick Bet-David had to say about, New Yorkers. What are y'all going to do now?
So now that Mamdani won New York City mayoral race, here's a question I've got for you. Who do you think's moving to New York City? Who's actually moving? Not forget about the people that are moving out. 756,000 families are definitely thinking about moving out of New York City. No. Who's moving to New York City? You may say nobody. You're wrong. A lot of people will. But you know what type of people? Let's go through it together. You think job creators are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think investors are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think families who want safety for their kids and the criminals to be kept into prison are going to be going to New York City? No. You think people that are pro Second Amendment, safety, low taxes are going to be moving to New York City? No. But who will be moving to New York City?
Terrorists.
You're a criminal. It's a great time to move to New York City. Think about it. He wants to let people out of prison. Guess what? I'm not telling you to move there, but it's a great policy. If you're somebody that doesn't want to work,